Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 Quarterfinals. Today we have the 7th Foos, my own regiment, versus the TRRB. Both groups come into this with a strong start. The 7th Foos, however, is the favorite to win, starting with the higher seed position. However, as this is still the quarterfinals, it is anyone's game. We already have 2 matches under our belt so far in the NWLs. This will be the 3rd, and simultaneously we have the 4th going on at about the same time. The matches start estimated to start at 9:30 p.m. EST. It is now 9:20, and we'll have about 10 minutes of predictions, chatting, and so on before we get started. I'm actually joined today by Bacon is Awesome, one of the members of the 7 Foos. Bacon, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. Excited as always to be casting for the NWLs. I expect we'll be joined soon once our regiment promotion ceremanny ends. But are you excited for this match?
I'll be there in a sec. Hi.
I'm hyped. I'm ready to go.
Both groups come into this with a. You guys are have been training all week, I'm sure.
Yeah. We've done a couple different practices on different days because our schedule was different for some internal group fighting stuff. But yeah, everything's on schedule. Everyone's ready to go. We're all excited. It's once
Awesome.
a year. An opportunity like this, so you don't want to take it for granted.
Yeah, definitely. And welcome KC, who will be joining me just for the pre-round chatter before we move into the main event and then split off into our own separate streams. So if you're a Zoomer and can handle it, make sure you have both streams up, one on each monitor. So and probably Subway Surfers down at the bottom too, just so you can keep track of all the events going on tonight. But yeah, welcome KC. Bacon, can you give us a little insight into what your trainings look like? Obviously, you don't want to spill your secret sauce, but just like, what do you guys usually do for your trainings?
Shooting drills, melee, and then a little internal line v line. It's pretty much all there is to it.
Okay. When you're doing your line v line, do you like split off, 2 lines versus 2 lines, or is it 1v1?
1v1. We usually don't have the people to do a 2v2.
That
So
makes
we usually
sense.
just end up doing like a couple lines of like 6 or 7, and then we'll just go 1v1 against each other until usually at the end. So then we'll just go till time.
I always found that during training versus during a match, your shooting skills are always way different. Have you found that to be the case too?
Yeah. I'm not the best shooter this game has to offer, so I just try to hit whatever I can hit, regardless if it's a practice or a match. But in regards to being more locked in for a game as opposed to a practice, then yeah, for sure, there's a difference.
Yeah, that makes sense. I always notice that, especially with our regiment, that during events like regular line battles, we can't shoot for crap. But as soon as NWLs come in, we're like knocking them dead most of the time. I think that's the case for a lot of
Yeah.
regiments. You just lock in and something's different about it.
Yeah, and it's also just the group of players are different from a normal line battle. Like everyone in every regiment that's here now is has players in their line that's played for years and pretty much know everything there is to know about not only this league but the game itself. So definitely a change in scenery for sure.
Yeah, although we are no stranger to this position in the bracket before. Obviously, we've gone pretty far in previous NWLs. Are you happy with our seed position this year?
I am. Yeah, I think the leaders have done a great job. Again, I'm just kind of a recipient of what they've done. I'm just a little line soldier, and I'm just do what I'm told, and hopefully that I don't die first. So that's kind of the philosophy I have. And yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And you are more than just a line soldier, though. You are one of the better meleeers in our line, and melee has played a big role in the 7 Foos' victories so far this season. Has that been an intentional strategy, or is that just kind of happenstance that that you can fall back on? Like, yeah, if we get into melee, we're going to do good, but we're going to try to get them in shooting first.
Well, you play to your strengths, and from my perspective and our perspective as well, one of our strengths is melee. So obviously, you want to play to that strength as much as you can. Obviously, the scenery is a little different because it's NWL and there's a lot more variables involved in regards to just playing directly to melee. I'm more than happy to get into melee as much as possible, but we also have good shooting as well. So it varies, but it's definitely one of our strengths. And I have to leave, so
All right. Well, thank you for
good
joining
luck.
us, Bacon. Good luck out there. Thank you for your well wishes. We'll be watching you up in the sky, and best of luck to you.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thanks for the interview.
Thanks for joining us. All right, KC, you back? Nope, he's not. He has split off. I guess their match is starting soon. As for predictions, well, I do believe I have to vote for my own regiment here as the favorite. Not only because they're mine, but they are also starting with the 7th seed. Or sorry, yeah, they're 2nd seed, whatever. They're second to the best in terms of ranking so far. They've done very well in the matches they've played so far. TRRB have also done well, so I'm not going to count them out. I'm going to say 5-2 7 Foos, but it could be closer than that. It could also be worse than that, of course, but my hope is that it will be a good match for everyone, and we're going to see a lot of interesting plays, and that the 7 Foos will come out on top. If you have your own prediction, please put it in the chat now, and let's hear your thoughts. We are just here by ourselves today, watching our lovely interactions here in the quarterfinals for the NWL. So please feel free to drop your interactions, your chats, your predictions as we await for the next 4 minutes until the round kicks off. Tried to use the cinematic mode there, and it definitely made it less smooth, so let's turn that off. Kusa says 7 through 6, TRRB 7. It's highly likely, highly likely. Mac Mick Streams wishes that he had time for comp and that unfortunately his regiment does not do comp. Mac, what regiment are you in? Well, while we're killing time here, maybe I'll drop and do some interviews on the ground. Let's see if we can't get a TRRB interview. Polish, are you there?
I cannot hear you if you're speaking, by the way.
Polish, are you there?
Yes.
What are your thoughts coming into this match? We are live on stream right now.
I hope it'll be a competitive and good match, and we just have to play and see.
Have the TRRB been practicing much this week in preparation for this quarterfinal?
We've continued our streak of not training at all for this, so no. 0.
And how do you feel not training has prepared you for the match today?
I think we're ready as ever. I don't think training would have made much of a difference.
Do you say that with confidence or despair?
Confidence, always.
All right. Well, I love to hear it. I do predict a very good match today. It's the quarterfinals. Every regiment going into it has proven their stuff before. So good luck to you today.
Thank
Yo,
you. Look, you guys-
Apex.
Hello. KC, are you
Hello.
there?
I'm here. I'm up. You are up. It's gonna be a great night. How are you feeling?
It is going to be a great night. I am very excited for this, the quarterfinals. 2 matches are already underway, though, and I know you cast both of them. Let's get a recap real quick on those.
Yeah, they unfortunately were both very one-sided. We had the 63E win 4-0 against the 26, and the TRR with a, I wouldn't call it like a full upset, but a 4-0 against the KRA is still a pretty big statement.
Yeah, definitely. That is less close than I would have thought it would have been. For sure.
Yep.
At least it makes the streams quick. And as a reminder, folks, we are only playing, it's the first to 4 now. Previously, we were playing best of 7, so we would play all 7 games. Now it is, because we were in the bracket, it is just first to 4. Casey,
Yep.
what's your prediction for 7 Foos versus TRRB?
I'm gonna go with a 3-1 to the 7 Foos. I think the TRB will get one good shooting round in there. And then I think the 7 Foos will clean up.
Okay.
And then I think for the 45E 2BR, now this was the only match that technically ended in a draw in the group stage. Initially, the 45E had 1-4-3, but after a round dispute, there was it was changed to 3-3. So this should be a very interesting rematch.
Yeah, definitely. I think 7 Foos TRB, 7 Foos are going to take it. I'll say 4-2. 4-2.
4-2. Okay.
Yeah, TRB are scrappy. I think they'll pull one out at least. Another one out
Yep.
over your prediction.
And what are you saying for 40? Oh, actually, I never said my prediction either. What are you saying first? What are you saying?
It's
Also, I never
45E
changed my
versus
screen.
whom again?
2BAR.
2BR.
And I have the wrong logos. I've completely, in like all the build up to all of this, I never changed my logos in any of the things.
Oh boy.
Hold on one side.
That's
That's
all right.
fine.
You've been
it's
going
fine.
from one stream to the next. I can hardly complain.
That's literally what I did. Yep, just one right into the other.
Well, 45E 2BIR. I'm gonna say the 45E. I mean, no slouch to the, or no shade on the 2BIR, but 45E are a powerhouse this year. They kicked the 63s, but that said, 2BIR are good. I think they'll get up 1, maybe 2 rounds. I think 4-1. 45E.
I'm actually gonna match that as well, so I'm going 4-1 for both. We have Zerlock here as well. Zerlock, I know you're a bit new to the scene, but you got any score predictions for us?
I'm gonna go 4-3 to the 45E.
4-3 to the
4-3.
45E.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why
I
do you
mean, that
think-
would be. I mean, long match, but it's gonna be an exciting one if that's
Yeah.
the case. That would be very exciting. And what about for the 7 Foos TR? Or I almost said TRB. I was right.
Yeah.
I almost started saying TRR. I'm like, no, it's TRB.
Well,
and
you
I'm like,
can
oh, wait,
start
yeah,
saying
it's
TRB. You
Spanish
just
speaking.
gotta TRR. You just gotta finish it and add an extra letter.
For me, I think I'm gonna go 7 Foos all the way. They're gonna just go 4-0, win it all.
Oh,
Or
boy.
nil.
I'm the most pessimistic
No
about my
round.
own regiment. Apparently.
My own worst critic.
Yeah.
There you are.
Well, rather
Yeah,
that
good
than like be
saying.
disappointed, I guess.
That is true. That is true. But yeah, also, Zerlock, all you have to do is just literally when you're in free cam, hit F1, and then type in the password. But do not say it out loud right now.
Yep.
Or type in RC login and then the password.
Alright, like I said, I'm just dumb.
So you have F1, which opens the console, and then you put that.
So it is
So I never really got
9:33
permission
now.
from Hammett.
We are slightly over time. I expect we'll be starting any minute now.
Yep. Yep. And when you start, let me know, and I will skedaddle out of here, out of your way.
Sure. Well, generally, it seems like, based on what's happened so far and based on predictions, quarterfinals are going to be, an easy sweep for the favored teams. If there is an upset
Yeah.
of these two teams, who do you think is going to be?
I think the 2B, if I'm being honest, just mainly because of that last match that went toe to toe, and we knew. I don't know if you were there with me. It might have been Jake, but they went really toe to toe with them. And honestly, the 2B just had some faults of their own.
Yeah, I assume they have worked on them. I was just talking to the TRRB. They said they have not practiced this week. They feel fully confident going into this that they have what it takes. I think the 2BIR, have practiced and will correct those mistakes. And they really do stand a chance going into this. So if there is an upset, I agree it could be there.
Yeah, definitely. Right. I mean, I'm here for it. Right. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have no bias towards any regiment here. I'm mainly just here for the upset and for the spoils. Right. I'd always rather watch a close knit game. We always joke about like, oh, we're here forever. But in all honesty, if it's a much more entertaining game, and I'd always rather take that and be closer than
Oh,
just
yeah.
4-0, be done with it quick.
Yep. Understandable. Bedtimes must suffer for entertainment sometimes.
That is true. It is true. But yeah, shout out to everybody in either chat room right now.
Yeah, my chat room's complaining
I
that I'm
know,
playing
yeah.
elevator music and not California Girls. But royalty-free must reign supreme, unfortunately, if I don't want large portions of my videos to be deaf.
Yep. My intros and outros are not cared about, but until then,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
I just throw in some royalty-free bangers.
Yep. Oh, well, mine is auto starting. I wish you good luck, Apex.
Hey,
in
best
your
of luck,
match.
KC.
Yep, send me. I'll DM you score updates. You want to DM me score updates?
Sure. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, sure. All right. Good luck, everyone watching. Enjoy. Make sure you follow Apex as well while you're there. If you don't, ban.
All right, that was KC with his own stream. If you're interested in watching the 45E versus 2BIR, the other quarterfinal that is going on, feel free to join his stream. But we ourselves are getting started. Brace yourselves, everyone, for what is sure to be an excellent matchup between the TRRB and 7 Foos. I have not seen any of these maps yet. It's a new slew of maps. They are custom created just for the NWLs. The ones for the finals are highly rated. They should be well worth the efforts put in. The first one looks gorgeous. It is a Redwoods map. I do love the Redwoods. I'd love to see them in person. Let's take a look at this map. This looks like we're fighting in the forests of Endor. This is really cool. I'm expecting like an ATSG to come walking through here any minute here. Or some Ewoks to spring out. It will be quite challenging to follow the teams here with these massive trees. So bear with me as we try to track these teams as they move through here. This is going to be very interesting. I hope they have practiced. Teams are allowed to take a look at the maps beforehand and I believe do some practices on them. If not, Ahmed will correct me, I'm sure. It will be pretty cool to see them try to traverse this terrain. I'm seeing lots of nice boulders, lots of hills, though a little shallow, and of course these very large trees. Let's check out the rosters here. In the Milkman's line, on the 7 Foos side we have VG, Reddish, Bacon, and Hotspot. In the other line, Aurora's line, we have Wolfarts, Russell, Charmy, and Charles. And it looks like we're expecting a Rufus here who has crashed on Rufus Redwoods. Very unfortunate. Put all his internet into the trees and not into the connection. On the TRRB side, we have Chrome leading one line, and in his line we have Polish, Jacob, Enderpuff, and Rave. In Wooster's line we have Hex, Rufus, Litz, and Beastgamer. Rufus being on the TRRB side, not the 7 Foos side. And the first round is underway. TRB is sticking together. 7 Foos impossible to see through these trees. Oh, there they are. Let's see how they are deploying as the leading seed here. They have split up a little more than the TRB have. Still within contact, though. I don't see a central hill here to defend. It is a kind of spread out terrain. Both teams kind of walking into each other. 7 Foos getting a first volley on, but no kills. Let's see how the TRB respond. They're moving up to some good positions there. Behind some redwoods. Let's zoom in on that. I do not see their other line. Oh, there they are, hiding behind another tree. And so we have reached our first settle in and wait moment of the night. By the way, group, let me know if the music is too loud. I was informed last time the music might have been a little loud. Just let me know if I should turn it down. Everyone here is hoping for a good matchup. Someone asked who is singing the national anthem tonight. I have not hired anybody, unfortunately. I had asked Bacon to, but he chickened out at the last moment. Wanted to save his voice for yelling at the enemy in-game. And we're still settling in with only one volley fired so far to no result. This is, in fact, Holdfast Nations of War. This is peak Holdfast gameplay. There have been complaints about the elevator music, but I think it's appropriate as we hope for our teams to engage here. TRRB is showing some inspiration and movement, redeploying. Both looking at a certain 7 Foos line here. This line led by Aurora. Where is Milkman's line? Ah, that's why they redeployed. They were flanking on this large boulder. A good spot, though those can be tricky to jump up and get your shots off quickly. Of course, they do offer a height advantage. And once again, we wait. I know what this calls for. Do I know Lord Archibald the First? I do not. Enlighten me. Oh, we're getting lots of complaints about the music. Maybe I should change it up to some royalty-free jazz. Brain rot music. Oh, we're getting some movement here. Milkman moved a little bit. I wish they'd at least yell at each other. That'd be a little more entertaining. Unfortunately, I did not do my my homework this time around to get the kind of inside strats and history that you folks have made me famous for. So we're just going to wing it this time and interpret what we see like modern art. There's no deeper meaning. It's just about how you feel about certain things. Console players will never tolerate these passive plays. That is absolutely for sure. Ooh, Aurora has moved behind a tree, prompting the TRRB to move up ever so slightly into the next gully. Chrome being risky here. It's a bold play, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. Milkman's line is moving up as well. Things are getting intense, folks. Hold on to your hats. Or shakos, as it were. Oh, those lines are so close they can probably smell each other. And they back off. It was a little too hot in the kitchen there. At least we can see all 4 lines at the same time. getting some more action as the border closes in. Let's hope that our 7 Foos heroes here have positioned themselves well. Oh, they're forced to move. TRRB takes shots, picks off Charmy, but that's it. The other line is moving up. Getting some free shots. Oh, they're in melee. Uh-oh. Caught slightly unawares, and the TRRB line has time to take their shots carefully. Getting a pick on Hotspot. And now we're all in melee. It's actually only slightly up. Bacon was slain for FIC. Uh-oh. 7 Foos here not looking too hot. It's just Reddish. And he goes down. Not a great start for the 7 Foos. Could have gone either way, but that slay didn't help. And they certainly forced the map to make the move for them instead of picking their own lane. TRRB did well there. Their one line was in trouble, but held the melee long enough that their other line could come up, get some good shots, and carry them to victory. So, first round of the 2025 NWL quarterfinals goes to the TRRB. We'll play our second round here in the Redwoods. Let's see if the teams change it up at all to try to improve their odds. I predict we're still going to be sitting around for a while. But who knows? KC has updated me that on the other stream, it is currently 1045E. Unsurprising. But congratulations to them. Maybe I can find a slightly more upbeat soundtrack for us to listen to. Let's try this mix. Something a little more interesting. That hopefully doesn't get my my VOD muted. Let's see if the 7 Foos can recover from this initial poor start. I'm sure they will, as they have done in the past. But nothing is a gimme in the NWLs. Both teams are trying their best to not be eliminated and to progress to the next round. Seven Foos are hanging back early, not quite moving up as far. Their lines are not too far apart, but a little more far apart. Adopting a strategy of one line being front, the other back. The rear line has fired this time, which is actually a good strategy. If the TRRB decides to take advantage of their line having fired, the front line actually has a good opportunity. TRRB did not fall for this, however, and Chrome is, in fact, just sitting around with a good spot. Wooster, however, is moving up, taking a slightly flanking position, getting either advantage or +2 in their attack rolls. Jeff will correct me. And Chrome's line is moving up, getting some free shots on the 7 Foos line, who's caught a little unaware, but they whiff it. They get no kills there. That was a close. That was almost FOL. And here comes the 7 Foos taking advantage of this miss. They should move now. And here they come around the corner. Ooh, getting some picked off there by the other line. And there they go into melee, totally unaware. The other 7 Foos line should do something to help them out. Getting some very careful shots, picking off Polish. As Aurora gets some kills on that other line. And another one, forcing a team kill on Chrome. Aurora really holding their own there. keeping it a +1 on the 7 Foos side. Somehow they pulled it out in that melee. Enderpuff has given it all they got. Stuck in a valley here. If I were the 7 Foos line, I would ignore this. And right they would have been too, since Aurora clutches that. 1v3, 4? Well done. TRRB really could have made more of that, but they are in a bit of a pickle here. 7 Foos have a bigger line by 2 people. Wooster is trying to find a better position, moving into a bit of more of a valley. Those rocks are not good cover, though. And he knows it, so they are moving up. 7 Foos still behind that tree. I don't like big round cover like that. You're very easily caught unaware. And here we begin the ring around of Rosie phase. The winner of this will move on. TRB is able to form up. Ooh, 7 Foos did not fall for it. They're a little scattered, though, if the 7 Foos wanted to form up. Didn't matter, though. Easy 1, 2, 3. Just like that, Wooster's line is broken. They have to charge. 7 Foos still has shots, but are opting for the melee. And honestly, why wouldn't you when you're up 5-1? Easy clutch there. Well done, 7 Foos, with a excellent comeback victory. Joe asks, is it 2 games per map? It is 2 games per map. So, here we are concluding the second round, and we will get a new map. Definitely a good melee by Amy, and good leading by the TRB generally overall. They're definitely doing their best to make this as hard for the 7 Foos as possible. 7 Foos really clutched up in that melee and recovered what was a slight error there, being stuck by that tree. It really could have gone sideways for him, but they were able to pull it out. This is an interesting map. I'll call this one the Four Seasons, but in fact it is called Biljet Biomes. We have both the fall, the desert, summertime, and winter. I guess we can call this winter, spring, summer, and fall, although typically the seasons don't change that drastically, the terrain. Let's see, we spawn right in on the borderline between our birch grove and the winter, and this is for the 7 Foos side. TRB then, of course, spawning between the fall biome and the desert biome. These are cut off between biomes about as hard as Minecraft ones are. Maybe we'll find a desert village, who knows? That'd be pretty cool. No update from the other match going on. I assume it is still underway. Here we are 1-1, going into round 3. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And they're off. Only 1 line allowed per biome, I think, is the rule. Let's see, the TRB are abiding by that. They are not. They have chosen fall, going all in on the autumn zone. This is very pretty. Very interesting idea for a map. I'm seeing some fairly deep crevices here. Lots of rocks, depending on the biome, too. I don't see any rocks in the autumn biome, but a lot more dense foliage. Lots of rocks in the desert biome to make up for the lack of trees. And both lines are kind of heading right in the corners here. Our nice birch biome has both trees and rocks, and winter does as well, but a little denser tree cover. I see one TRRB line hanging here right at the edge of autumn. The other line, let's see if we can find them. Alright, chat, let's play Find the TRRB line. Oh, there they are. Hanging out in winter. Crossing over to the other side of the map. At least in this map, you get a really good idea of what the center of the map is, so you can make sure you are not stuck by the wall as it closes. Let's find the other 7 Foos line. We have Amy's line here. And, oh, there we go. There's Milkman's line, hiding in the pines. In the pines. And once again, we enter the waiting phase. So get your predictions in chat now that we've seen 2 rounds. We have at most 5 more rounds to go. At least 3 more rounds to go. So make your predictions accordingly. Very stationary this time around. I wonder if the TRRB knows the 7 Foos is over there. Well, regardless of neither whether they know it, Chrome is moving up to support Wooster. And try to get some looks on the line led by Amy. KC has updated me. It is now 2045E. Chrome moves up to the next ridge. I'm going to say they don't know the other 7 Foos line is over here. Now, that line is a little far away to really do anything. If they were on this next ridge, that would be very dangerous for the TRRB. I wonder if they can get there. Both lines are obscured by pine trees and foliage. If I were the 7 Foos, it might not be a bad idea to move up. They don't seem to know where they are. All the TRRB know is that there is this line over here, and they're set up quite well to counteract them. They're shooting some sideways glances over that direction, because of course they need to see where the 7 Foos might come from, even if they don't know they're there. Regardless, though, Milkman's going to have to move up soon as this map border starts closing. So he should make a move while he has the chance, and not when he's forced to. I think as soon as they move up, though, they might get spotted, so it is understandable they might want to figure it out. Seven Foos have brought their green light infantry uniforms this time around. Actually, these are rifleman uniforms. With Charles the Sergeant wearing a... Oh, here we get some action. They are moving up. Ooh, focused on the far line. Might suffer for it here. Oh. They almost eliminated a line, and in turn were almost eliminated. The second 7 Foos line fired on it. Didn't quite get the action they wanted. And into melee they go, with the 7 Foos definitely having the better of it. And that was it. Wow. A decisive finish for a round that had us waiting for quite some time. I didn't even see that second 7 Foos line popped up, got a ton of kills, and just cleaned it up in the melee. Very well done. TRRB, I think, had a good strategy there. They advanced with one line, allowed the second line to cover them, but they just didn't know the other 7 Foos line was there and suffered the consequences for it. The 7 Foos had a sacrificial line, more or less, but it paid off in the end. Well done, 7 Foos. MK asks if I have a dog in the background. That's a self-burn. My cats aren't too chatty right now to put on stream. They had quite a tiring day. It is 2-1, 7 Foos going into this 4th round of the quarterfinals of the NWLs. Second round on this map before we rotate. Once again, we were able to see pretty clearly where the center of the map is, and both teams, I think, used that to their advantage. They weren't too pressured by the border, aside from Milkman's line, but I think that was intentional. He intentionally went for a flank, knowing that the focus would be on the clearly defined center of the map. I wonder if they'll change that up this time around. I think they might consider it, but most teams will probably not want to give up the center. It is too important of a position to try to do anything more creative than that. I anticipate center play, maybe slightly adjacent to the center. Now that they know where the positions are a little better, they might pick that. 7 Foo spawns on the desert/autumn side of the map this time around. TRRB spawns on the winter/spring or winter/ let's call it the like Taiga/birch biome if we're going in our Minecraft terms. TRB sticking kind of close together off the gate here, keeping to the 1 line per biome rule that the 7 Foos abided by last time, and the TRB did not. Maybe that's why the round went the way it did. TRB slowing down their deployment slightly with some hops. Finding some good spots. Occupying the pretty much center of the map, not far off of it. 7 Foos settling in about the same ways off. At least their 1 line is. Let's see if we can't find that other line. First line's dead center of the screen. Second line is in the desert biome pretty solidly. Similar strategy to last time, it seems. I wonder if they'll have the same luck with the TRB not identifying where that line is. I think, honestly, last time the TRB, because they pushed up so much, they kind of gave the 7 Foos an opportunity they wouldn't have otherwise had. If this was last round, the TRB would have moved up kind of in a flanking position on the forward 7 Foos line, thus exposing themselves to the rearwards one. They are playing it much safer this time around, both keeping both their lines quite close together, not letting them get exposed like that, and on solidly their side of the map, forcing the 7 Foos to potentially make the move here. And in fact, the 7 Foos line is, once again, a little closer to the border of the map, which could cause some trouble. It's not too late to get your predictions in chat. You could win absolutely nothing. If you bet, I will not honor anything. But you can get your predictions in chat. Once again, my prediction was 4-2 7 Foos. Fellow caster KC predicted 4-1. That's still an option. And his fellow caster, I apologize, I forget the name, said 4-0. That one's out, but it still could be a convincing win for the 7 Foos if they keep it to just 1 loss here against the TRB. TRB do have an uphill battle. However, they're not fully out. They're only down by 1 round. 7 Foos have had 2 pretty convincing rounds, but they've proved that they can win against them. Their melee is fairly decent, and their shooting has been pretty good. So it is still anyone's game going into this 4th round. 7 Foos is making a move. They're actually pulling back one of their lines. TRB, instead of firing, is using this opportunity to push up and fully occupy the center of the map. That's a good move as the map slowly decreases its border size, soon to force the 7 Foos out of position. That's what killed the 7 Foos the first round. So it's a good move by the TRB to occupy that ground instead of just taking the shots. And once again, we wait. MK says 7 Foos 5, TRB 2. It's not a possible score. We're playing first to 4. Joe says 4-1. Respectable. MapN puts it more 4-3 TRRB, putting the what would be considered the upset just based on seed rankings. Serb says 4-2 TRRB. So we do have some folks who favor the TRRB. Only time will tell. 7 Foos sneaking a bit around here in the left. Doesn't look like they've been spotted yet. It's a risky play separating your lines, but as we saw last time, it could pay off if it's well executed and well officered. This front line just can't do anything too rash. There is some volley exchange. That would be considered rash. They did get a kill. Charles has taken out Rave. And here they come in. Using the rock as cover while the TRRB attempts to line up for shots. Second TRRB line is not moving up. They are lining up to take shots on the other 7 Foos line. That's kind of playing around in a divot there. They fire. They get a kill on Russell and Aurora, who are the main ones hiding behind the rock. 7 Foos runs away. Do they get away? They do not. They suffer hotspot down. However, VG takes out Enderpruff while Charles is taken out. 7 Foos split off into 2 lines again, which is legal to do. They are down by 2 players going into this engagement stage of the round. TRB line on the right is moving up while the one on the left is also moving up. 7 Foos is getting their reloads. Will they get them in time? They do. They move up. Do they know they're there? Only fire once. It's a good move. Excellent. 7 Foos pick off Chrome, forcing that line to either regroup or charge. They choose to charge into a 2v3. Polish and Area both get kills. Not looking too hot for the 7 Foos coming in here. TRB line is waiting, reloading, hoping to get some easy shots to finish the round. 7 Foos need to finish this up quick and close the gap. And the firing takes out Area. It is just Milkman left. Polish tries for a cheeky kick, does not land. Milkman meleeing his heart out, while the TRB waits with muskets loaded. 2 shots expended. 2 left. Third one down. The line retreats, moves a little closer. 1 shot left. Oh, Gubsy slayed Lintz for FOL. If they lose this round, they're going to be kicking themselves for that. As of right now, it is unlikely. Ah, Milkman, after a hearty effort, does not win. Well done to TRRB. Once again, bring it even 2-2.
Good round, good round, good round.
KC has updated me. It is now 3-0 in favor of the 45E against the 2BIR. Well, this is all according to plan, according to my predictions. I still hold true that this will be a 4-2 7 Foos victory, but we'll see how it goes. Neither side is going to want to give up that easily. Oh, we have something going on. We're heading back to Palisade Arena. That's a shame. I was really looking forward to checking out the pirate ships washed up on the beach. Let's see what's going on here. Possibly some sort of review. Milkman is calling an IRR. Let's see what it's for. FOL from Chrome's line wasn't slayed when his line was in charge. Interesting. Well, I hope it pays off for the 7 Foos. We only have 1 IRR allowed per match if you do not succeed. Chrome is saying it is a grace period fire. So, for those of you who don't know, you are allowed like a couple seconds if it's like impossible. They don't cut it down to the second for you to know that your line is in charge before you can fire. Or when your line breaks. We'll see what happens here. There seems to be some discussion over when exactly it would happen. They seem to have a clip, so we will hang out and see what happens. I can bring up the chat here. Yeah, Polish finished that round strong for the TRRB, although I don't think even if Milkman had beaten him, he would win against the 3 remaining folks. But you never know. Waiter, waiter, another IRR, please. A pretty thorough review going on of the clip. Maybe my stream will be the answer that they need to determine the truth of the matter. If I were the 7 Fusai, I don't know that I would have called that on here. I don't know that it would have affected the round that heavily. Maybe it would. Maybe if there were 2 7 Fus meleeers left, it would have gone differently. Assuming they got a kill with that shot. At the very least, it might result, or it would result in a redo of the round, which would give them another chance on that map. As to what the 7 Fus did wrong there, that's really what the TRRB did right. They weren't suckered into any pull-offs. They used their line coordination very well, doing a bit of switch fire, picking off not the line that was, you know, imagine if there are 2 lines on each side, you would assume each line kind of engages their direct opposite, but instead, TRRB focused on the line that was kind of in a bind already on the 7 Fus side. Picking off more of them, whittling them down while the other line either with their shots or was otherwise occupied and couldn't take advantage of their firing, which was definitely a good move as we saw it wind up. 7 Fus got their line in trouble. IRR was rejected. It was within the grace period. Yeah, it seemed like a suspect call. If I were the 7 Fus, I would not have wasted that. I am the 7 Fus, but I'm not on their competitive team. Especially now that they are out of IRRs. They did this last time too. They burned it early. Very unfortunate. TRR do have their own custom uniforms here as well. They have the option of playing without hats for some reason. Nice shiny backpack labels and all kinds of neat info. But it is at the end of the day a British uniform. And those can be kind of plain. In any case, it is still 2-2 going into still round 5. Rave claims this is the first ever TRRB IRR victory. They don't call them the Royal Rule Breakers for nothing, but in this case they were totally clean. No rules broken. Well, by a technicality. They were within the grace period. Let's see how the 7 Fus recovers from this. Hopefully they don't get too tilted, but hopefully it inspires them to victory. Yeah, again, if I were the 7 Fus, I would not have called it on that. I don't know if they just forgot about the grace period or thought it was outside of it. Either way, not a great move there, especially when there might be more flagrant breaks of rules later on. That said, the admins will still, of course, slay or otherwise punish for rule breaks that they see themselves, and they can do a self-review if they think there was something suspect that they want to review. Can we review the review? That's a good question. I think we should audit the reviews by the refs. I think a member of every regiment, not just the ones playing, should be able to sit in the booth with them as they review, watch the stream. And then we should all do a VOD review of that review process to ensure it is entirely fair and unbiased. Does the stream have drops? It does not, because I don't know how to do that. Yes, in this case, the TRRB were, in fact, the Royal Rule followers. 7 Fus gets to deploy from a boat here. That's pretty awesome. I can't go out to it, which makes me sad. There's also some broken rigging here. That's a little strange. Looks like we have all members in. They'll be starting.
Hot
No.
Grande version.
This is a pretty standard map terrain-wise. Lots of trees and other cover. No rocks, but we have barrels and crates and so on. The hills are adequate in terms of the cover they provide, but they are shallow. So you're not going to have too many tight ridges to pop up on. I like the ship. It's a cool angle. I'd like it more if there were more of them. We are kind of an island, though, so both sides actually do deploy from ships. That's pretty neat. Both teams once again headed towards the center of the map, as they are wont to do. TRRB remaining reasonably close, but not on top of each other. Seven Foos are somewhere. There they are. Seven Foos are right on top of each other. Trying to provide more support than they could last round. BMW asks, when will Apex replace Chris Hansen? I could never. That man's career is long and illustrious. I just couldn't handle the stress. I also don't like going in random people's houses. TRB making some aggressive plays as the 7 Foos breaks off and then circles back. I wonder if they saw that, the TRRB. 7 Foos moving back, knowing that their position was a little exposed. TRB trying to get some shots off. Very close, but no hits. The other TRB line thinks about shooting, but thinks better of it. Seven Foos being a bit aggressive here, moving up, forcing the TRB back. Lining up for some shots. Not taking them, but holding them back. Now falling back, exposing themselves to shots, and they regret it. Russell gets picked off, and the covering fire from the other 7 Foos line is ineffectual. 7 Foos have been pushed back from the center just ever so slightly. TRB moves up. TRB adopting their strategy that has been typical so far of one line in front of the other. Effective only if the 7 Foos does not send a flanking line around the side. Now, because the TRB are up 1 kill, the 7 Foos must make a move here, because if the round ends with the current standings, it is a TRRB win. So 7 Foos need a kill or an outright win here. Chrome is being a taunting person here, hoping to bait the 7 Foos into firing while also getting some look-sees into where the 7 Foos position is. 7 Foos doesn't like that. They are moving, shifting left to rejoin Milkman's line. Seven Foos are mostly in the middle of the map. Actually, no, the border is pretty close here. I lie. TRB have not changed position. They are definitely closer to the center, but neither side is quite in the center. If I were the 7 Foos, I would rotate towards the center. But that might expose them to enemy fire, and they are already down 1 member. Only 3.5 minutes left in the round. TRB can just sit back and let their defensive positioning work to their advantage. 7 Foos knows they have to advance, and they do. They move towards the center of the map. TRB shadows them. but still stays in the defensive, not making any aggressive plays. It's Amy's line that has moved towards the center. Milkman remains towards the edge, but now shifts over to Amy's line. Amy moving up to cover and gets some picks, taking out Enderpuff and Jacob. Though the 7 Foos do lose VG, the teams are now even. The other TRB line has fired. 7 Foos attempts to make the most of that opportunity and fires a shot. Ineffectual. At that time, both TRB lines had fired. If the 7 Foos had wanted to move up, that would have been a time. TRB knows they are a bit exposed, though, and are falling back, or repositioning, while the 7 Foos takes up positions in the center, firing and not making the most of it. TRB skirts the edge of the map. The other 7 Foos line, led by Milkman, covers Amy. Though they are also close to the side. Amy's line dodges some fire from Chrome's line, and then advances. Covered by our other line here. Milkman sees the other TRB line and takes some cover, suffering the loss of Hotspot and Reddish. They now must either charge or engage. Arya picks off Rave. Milkman's line has deigned to engage up against Polish and Chrome. TRB line thoughtfully ignores that and advances towards the other group, suffering the loss of Wooster. The melee still rages on. Bacon is slain, or killed rather, by Polish. It is Milkman again. TRB up 1, suffers a hit. Excellent blocking there. And Chrome takes him out, but is then killed by Amy. TRB once again up 1. 7 Foos have the pinned position. Doesn't matter though. TRB know that either the round's going to close in on them, or once the timer runs out in 30 seconds, they win the round. 7 Foos have to make a move. And they do so. They scatter. They advance. They move around the side. TRB shifts position. Can the 7 Foos get a shot on him? TRB whiff a few shots. 7 Foos aims. They take him out. TRB are still up 1. It's melee with 7 seconds left. TRB run away, attempting to not suffer any losses. 7 Foos have 1 second to get a kill. And they do! Right at the buzzer beater. Did that count for the round? Oh, that's going to be a close one. That's going to come down to admin review. That was literally as the timer hit 0. Did it count? It's going to be up to the admins to decide. Let's stick around and see what they decide. I have a sneaking suspicion it was after the timer. It is declared a victory for the TRRB. 3-2 TRRB. I can't say I disagree necessarily with that call. It is unfortunate. I would have liked it to be a redo on that one, or a tie. But that's the way it goes. If the 7 Foos had moved just a second earlier, things would have been different. 7 Foos need to clutch up, though. This is match point. If the 7 Foos had been willing to contest that, they cannot, having already used their IRR. Seven Foos really need to get their act together. They did better last round, but it was a lot of come from behind wins, trying to find a way to win despite the odds, instead of having a dominant position from the start. Jacob T, last round, it came down to the wire. 7 Foos were down by 1 kill and charged the TRRB in melee. TRRB ran away. Clock hit 0, and right after it hit 0, the 7 Foos got that tying kill, but it was deemed to be after the timer. KC has messaged me, 45E have won their round 4-0, winning that stage of the bracket in the quarterfinals. They will move on. Not sure who they fight yet, but I'll have to check the bracket. KC will be joining the stream in just a little bit. 7 Foos go into this, the 6th round, down by 1. A position they have not suffered since the first round went the TRRB's way. TRRB have clawed their way back up from a round down to a round above. They are now in winning position. Another victory, and they advance, and the 7 Foos does not. Let's see if they have what it takes. We'll zoom out here, get a bit of a bird's eye. 7 Foos is all together, hoping to concentrate their firepower for a win. TRB has one line here. Both their lines are close together. 7 Foos sends one line forward. Another line held in reserve, much like the TRB have been doing so far. And we have Wooster's line sneaking around the left side, looking to advance and get some early contact. Note, however, that Chrome's line has good line of sight on both 7 Foos lines, so if either take advantage of Wooster's new position, they can in turn be fired upon themselves. We've seen that happen in previous rounds where 7 Foos, or even the TRB at times, tries to take advantage of the movement of the enemy and suffers the consequences for it because of a covering line placed strategically. 7 Foos in this instance does not take the bait. Oh, I apologize. I should fix the scoreboard. It is 3-2 TRRB.
Yo,
Hey, KC, how's it going? Welcome back.
doing good. How's everything going so far?
It's been a very engaging match so far.
Love
The
it,
last
love it,
round
love it.
was quite interesting. The 7 Foos were down 1, had a lot of volley exchanges with the TRRB, and we're still down 1 as there were 30 seconds left. Oh, we have some action here. 7
Good
Foos suffering
picks there.
3 kills. Unfortunate for the 7 Foos, especially as this is match point. It's a bad way to start the round. With 30 seconds left, the 7 Foos charge. TRB runs away. 7 Foos almost catches up, whiffs a hit, and then right as it hits 0, they get a kill, but it was deemed to be after the buzzer. So the round went to the TRRB.
Wow, and I assume that had something to do with the IRR?
No, the IRR was beforehand in a previous round for some
round 4
firing
that
that happened when they went into charge.
Well, a little bit on the other match, the 45E just with a really dominant display. 2B almost had him in the last round, but some poor decision making, I think. The lack of taking some shots, and the 45E just got close and mowed them down, and then swept the melee. So unfortunate for the 2B, but I think once again credits to the 45E.
Unfortunate. 7 Foos had been up for much of this in terms of score. They once had a lead 2-1, and then it was 2-2, and now we are 3-2 with them standing a chance to lose right here and now. Already down 3 kills. Not a good spot to be. And they just got a loss of bacon and only killed Jacob in return. Once again, not looking good. Being down 3 is very hard to recover from.
I mean, fair play to the TRB. I don't think anyone would have expected this tonight.
You never
from
can count them
G
out.
against number 2.
Really, really bad play by the 7 Foos. They ran out in the open, attempted to double back, essentially thickening their line And here they are with 3 players left, just charging in. All they can do, they can only
two.
charge. Really disappointing end. I mean, I
Right,
can
it's
try
a
to
bit
say
of-
they might win this one, but I don't think that's true.
I mean, it's a bit like we saw in week 1 against 6-3. I think it just got harder for them as the match went on.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's frustration or whatnot, but wow.
yeah. Very unfortunate end there. The 7 Foos, not a great last round. Yeah, so that's it. TRRB advances. Well done to them. Well done.
So I think we will see TRRB versus 45E the next round, along with 63E
TRB versus 45E. All right.
63E versus. Oh my god. I could be wrong. Let me look. While you finish up, I'll look.
Final score is 4-2. TRRB. Let's see if we have some folks that are willing to hop in here for post-round interviews.
We have 63E versus TRR, and now TRB versus 45E for the semifinals of NWL.
All right.
Once again, we have yet to see this map yet.
The last map, yeah.
We have not seen this map. I haven't seen the one that you played on, the Coastal one. All
Oh,
my
really?
matches have gone 4-0. I've done 3 matches of 4-0.
That is unfortunate.
Like, I know you were skeptical at doing your own reg, but hey, at least you got some more rounds in. But we're still playing here.
Who's still playing?
We're still playing. Both teams are still in.
Oh.
Well, they're
Do
asking,
they-
do we have to play? I mean, technically, if they end early, I believe it's they can't dispute any future rounds.
That is true.
But then again, it's 4. Unless
It
they
is
can win
4-2.
this round, if the 7 groups win this round and they can manage to dispute one of the 4 TRB wins and get it a draw, then a replay of the entire match would be necessary, I guess.
Yeah, I think
I don't know the technicalities on that.
according to the rules, they have to play an additional 2 rounds. So that if there is a dispute, they have another round to fall back on. So if this, let's say the 7 Foos wins this round, finishes it out 4-3, and then they play another round and win that one, making it 4-3 with an extra 7 Foos victory. And upon review, one of the TRRB rounds is called back. The 7 Foos wins it then.
Gotcha.
On the other hand, if the TRRB wins this one or the next one, it's kind of right out. It wouldn't matter.
Oh, we see from right there from Vaughn. No, but you give them the round and waive any right to dispute.
Oh. All right. Well, they agreed to
Yep,
play it then.
TRB realizing we are gonna see the map. Ryan's work is not going to waste.
Excellent.
the map
Chrome
will be used.
Caldera. That's a fun name.
Why can't I? Oh, I'm not logged in. That's why. Why can't I chat?
SMH. Hopefully you're not still live as you log in.
I'm not. I'm not.
So this is a fun map. Lots of lava pools. Magma. Not sure if this is the kind of insta-kill lava, but I would guess no, but who knows?
On the outside, probably, but it won't be in play very long.
Oh, on the outside? Let's
The
check out the
rocks, I'd
outside.
imagine, are fine.
No, I'm sure the rocks are fine, but the little lava pools.
That'd be a bit harsh if the
Yeah.
rocks you touch would.
Ooh, that
Oh, there's
looks
some lava
dangerous.
pools in the center. I didn't see
Yeah.
those.
Maybe we'll see if they're dangerous or not.
If only, once again, just like last week, we could spawn in and test them. That'd be great.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, since it is 4-3, we're allowed to finish them out. So the 7 Foos and the TRRB are both opting to, for the reason of, if there is a dispute, you need a round to fall back on. So as I kind of explained to KC a minute ago, if they review one of the rounds and find that there was a rule break, if one regiment calls a dispute, then that round is void. And what happens? Well, we have extra rounds that were played to determine what happened, and to determine the new this new score rather.
Gosh, where's Emmett when you need him?
I think he's in the chat. Well, Ahmed, explain. 7fu's going for an early volley.
Any moderators
No luck.
here? Give us the rules. Give us the rules. Give us the
Break it
lore.
down.
Break it down, y'all.
Discord keeps pausing my music. It's really annoying. Like, streamer mode is on. We're pausing your Spotify. Yeah, well, maybe this music is for the stream. You ever think about that before you take over control of my audio?
God, I was looking at my nice overlay and I forgot you have that really nice scorecard, and now I want it.
Well, you can't
Might
have
find
it.
one. I might have to find one. I'm waiting until you got yelled at for the chat box. It's covering a big play.
Oh, shoot.
Get
I
him
forgot
out.
We're back on again. Yeah, I gotta hide it.
Oh, that wasn't there the whole time? Oh.
No.
Well,
It was there for a
honestly,
little
leave
bit
it
at the
there now.
beginning. And then I remembered to hide it. Does the lava kill? Rave says yes. Voss says find out.
Speaking of Amit, there he is.
I'm a minute
There he
late
is.
because I was watching the stream, so...
Hi, Amit.
I'll-
So, being a big man like yourself,
You guys
what are the
explained it right.
outcomes? Oh, we did? Okay.
Yeah, in situations like this where I think you said it's a 4-3 situation, we want to play that 8th round just in case. Just because there's a rule break doesn't mean that there's an automatic void if we review it after the fact because of a dispute. Obviously, it has to be something that was so egregious that it affected the outcome of the round. So if that's the case, I don't think any of us should hope to expect an automatic dispute being submitted, but I would hate to see that. But if it's not frivolous, yeah, I mean, there is a situation that we ran into last year. I don't want to go too deep into it, but 7fu's found themselves in a situation like that, and I don't want anyone to ever have to be in a position like that again. It was a terrible situation for both groups.
I'm trying to remember what it was now, but I can't.
I don't remember
I
the
can tell
specific
you-
instance, but the result of it was that we had a winner last year that didn't actually win the requisite number of rounds to win at the end of the disputes. So
Yeah, it was a
yeah.
tough negotiation on that one or discussion, as I should say. We had probably a lot of bad options to pick from. None
Yeah.
were good. We chose the one that we thought was the least poor, which, if you guys don't remember, the score was 4-0 in favor of the 63E. Match ended as it typically would, but because without that protection or provision of playing out the additional rounds, if anything got voided, it becomes awkward because now technically you have an unfinished match where 7fu's, technically speaking, had the right to continue playing, and that's actually what we ended up allowing. It was only one round voided, so it would be 3-0, but 3-0 is incomplete because you need 4, and VG opted to keep the 3-0 score and move on with life.
So ideally this year
So a lot
with
of
the new
people probably
setup
know
is
the outcome of
it'll
that.
prevent that, right?
Hopefully.
At least provide resolution if a round is voided. And I like you do have it in the rules though that if they opt to not play those extra rounds, your team loses the right to dispute any rounds.
Yeah, we more wrote that with the possibility of maybe the score is as it is right now, 4-3. You said.
Right now it is
technically the
4-2.
match 4-2. Apologies. So let's say the outcome of this round is 4-3 in favor of the TRRB. I believe is currently on top, right?
Correct.
Then they will want to play that 8th round just in case. Because we don't want to end up with a void round, perhaps on the TRB side, and then end up with a 3-3 score. That would be really bad.
Yep, exactly.
So yeah, this is something that we'd I thought about this last year, and then we collectively talked about it, and we're like, yeah, we definitely want to have that in there just to avoid any headache.
No, I think it's a good
Putting the
idea. It
regiments
seems
through
pretty
something like that
ironclad,
again
too.
It's just terrible experience if we don't have something like that in place. And it was pretty terrible on the moderator's side. A lot of conflict and then eventually we worked ourselves out, but it took a few days, and for stuff like that, you don't want it to take a few days. And we've got movement here.
Ah, yeah, finally. They had been totally stationary for quite some time.
It's a lovely chat to buy the time.
Yeah, it let us get
Yep.
through our discussion here and rule clarifications. And now we're doing the 7 Foo shuffle. No real movement, but a lot of, little movement.
Question is, with this, do you think we're gonna see a 7 Foos dispute? Because otherwise, I don't know why they'd play the round if they didn't plan to potentially dispute something.
I guess there's always
Well,
the
they're
off
playing it
chance.
because, yeah, a dispute being submitted could sometimes work against your favor as well, so you have to consider that. I don't think that's what the 7 Foos are hoping for. We're basically mandating that they do, but if they don't, or if both teams don't play it, then depending on who wants to, that could be an issue. Yeah, because you waive your right. It's not really a right; it's a privilege, but we treat it like a right to dispute.
Yeah, that makes
Short
sense.
hills in this map here as well.
Yeah, they're very shallow.
With a giant lava pit in the middle, so that's gonna affect pushing a bit. I'm seeing one little pixel of lava sticking out that would definitely kill someone.
Oh, yeah.
I heard you guys remarking about whether or not that was actually dangerous. I can't remember what Ryan wrote, but I think they are.
Ryan said yes, and he not to be a buzz
Yeah,
kill,
he's-
but he kind of was with that. It would have been funnier if someone just stepped into it.
Yeah.
I
Not
just
the
want to
hard
see
way,
someone
but-
get kicked into it.
Well, what's interesting is that we have the TRRB with a defensive depth a little bit here, and the 7 Foos are looking potentially to brute force us here.
Defense in
Like,
depth
the zone
has
is
been
not
the
moving
key
anymore.
TRRB's strategies throughout this whole match so far. This is a very common layout where they have a forward and a rear line. When it has been defeated is when the 7 Foos were able to flank and distract one of them and totally break them. Or annihilate that rear line while the first one was stuck somewhere. That hasn't always been the
15
case,
seconds left to go. Let's hope something happens here because it's a 0-0 and
Yep.
it'll get voided.
We go
otherwise.
again.
Yeah. To be fair, this is not a map that offers a lot of lanes for attack. The hills are very shallow. You're just exposed wherever you move.
Lava pit conveniently in the center of the map right here.
Maybe
There it
instead of
is.
the walls shrinking, the lava pit should grow.
Oh my goodness.
That'll be interesting.
All right, I guess we're going to be here for a while.
Yep. Hey, we said this map's got to get its use in, man. It's got to get its use in. It's the only time it's been used.
Yeah, it's got to
Technically, the last map as well. The last map didn't get used as well. I did 3 matches. All of them were 4-0.
Really?
Yeah. Like I said, you picked the good one, I guess. Well, not to say it's the good one, but you know what I mean. The not 4-0 one.
Hasn't been good for me,
have
being
to
a 7
say,
Foos member.
Yeah.
Well, I offered you the Switch.
That's true.
Like
I still would've
initially,
been
I didn't see your
unhappy, I
message-
just
I
wouldn't
didn't
have
see
had
your
to watch it.
messages day one.
No, it's okay.
The first day,
Was
I'm
that
like,
yesterday?
No, it's all right. I just get all the 7 Foos stream watchers with undivided attention.
Well, I will say that Ryan has outdone himself on the aesthetics of these maps this
They're
season.
really good. The Redwood map was gorgeous.
I'm not, I can't remember. Is that this week or is that?
Yeah, that was the first map we did.
Okay, so I may not have seen the first round of these matches this week. Actually, that's not true. I think
watched a little
Friday.
bit of them. You said yeah, and then you had to
Friday I
leave.
watched the first round, I believe. I wasn't really paying attention. I was in a conversation with Grumbler at the time, so. But I recognize that there was a lot of treetop cover, so probably not the greatest experience for the streamers.
There
Yeah, I mean, we
was a
found
lot.
them.
I mean, the trees are
tough.
very nice. Don't get me wrong. It's just when there's a lot of them, we have to be low to the ground and miss.
Yeah, it was a
sometimes.
bit
Hard to
like going
find all
through
the
a
lines,
speeder
but-
on Endor. You had to kind of zip through
Oh,
and
yeah.
find what your target is and not slam into a tree.
I have been trying to get some cinematic shots for some sort of finals trailer.
If only you
this
recorded.
Time my recording will actually. Well, there's this match, so I get something else yet.
Yeah.
This
Let's
is a very
follow
cool map to
some-
get some footage on too.
Some POV from Wooster here. See how the TRRB deploys and learn their secrets to victory.
I just realized we are replaying the round. There we go.
Correct.
Correct, yeah.
Finally replaying the round.
So they'll have to
Still
play another one
14
after this, right?
Mm.
Depending on how this one goes.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if TRRB win,
There's no point in
still,
playing more, right?
I was going to say probably not then, because even if they would win well, unless they
Yeah,
win
the-
multiple rounds, but
Oh, some initial
half
shots.
a volley.
Somehow no hit.
Or is that just one musket?
I think it was just one.
Yeah,
it
I
was
only see
one,
one
yeah.
plume. Good restraint there from TRB. Normally you see lots of...
Another one shot.
Yeah, situations like these, you see people blow their load all at once.
Yeah, I mean, they make pills for that, but somehow they still struggle.
No, we do not have a sponsorship from those companies. guys.
Company.
IndieHosting.com.
Amit has a personal sponsorship for Blue Chew.
Yep.
You heard it here first, folks. Amit is the #1 Blue Chew enjoyer. Sunfoos is off to the right. I wonder if the TRB sees them. I can see them from Wooster's POV, but I don't know if Wooster himself sees them. I think they do, because they're shifting to hide from them a bit. Oh, yep, they definitely see him now. Oh, I switch POVs. Chrome is moving out. Tired of the shenanigans. Leaving behind Wooster.
Remains to be seen how long the Seven Foos are going to tolerate this cat and mouse gameplay.
Well, they whiffed their volley. And Bacon was killed by Wooster. And they lost another 2, but killed Enderpuff. This is much like the first round. Seven moving in on a slightly unsuspecting Wooster line, who got their reloads in time. Seven is very strung out there. If the TRB had moved up, they could have got some very cheeky kills on them there. And the rear TRB line is in position to cover any sneakiness that Seven might try to pull. Seven down 2 kills as the rear TRB line moves up to a better position. Now will be the time to advance in that first line. Rear 7 Foos line pulls some maneuvers. Tries to get a little closer.
How consequential do you think the circle will be on this round here on this particular map?
On this round, I don't think very. There's just like, there's no cover.
Seems
You're
like
not going to
much
get
last
stuck
time.
anywhere. It's more the fact that there's just generally no maneuvering anywhere. People are just going to have to tend towards the center anyway, in my opinion. This is not my favorite map so far. It's cool looking, but there's just like no cover.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that seems to be somewhat of a common comment that we have been seeing, is that the maps look really cool, but sometimes they don't perhaps provide the kinds of avenues that regiments would want to use. It's just kind of an
Yeah.
obvious thing to stay in one place, otherwise you will just die.
And hey, that's part of it. You know, good leaders should learn how to lead on any map. But I think it is also a common theme that on these kinds of maps, like you said, they do just kind of stay in place for a long time if there's no opportunity for more interesting play.
Maybe an interesting thing to go back and look at some of the matches from previous seasons, or even at least the last season, and see if it's much different in terms of the map composition. I shouldn't think so. Ryan made the majority of the maps from last year as well,
True.
using the same random generation script.
Seven Foos with a little more movement, getting some kills, also losing one, evening it up, and going into melee, bringing
Decent
it up
trade.
score. Seven Foos still have their shots, 2 of them. Picking off Beast Gamer. Looking good here. Where was this last round?
TRB desperately trying to get the reloads here.
And succeeding. Seven Foos is going to get theirs. In fact, they all do. TRB must make a move in the next 2.5 minutes.
Some
thinking
hold the
that,
high cards now.
that Western 7 Foos line could take the risk to push forward.
That is true.
They're going to take the more conservative approach. I don't hate it. However, the wall is coming in towards them, which gives the pressure.
They are stuck up against some hot lava. Shot of volley. TRB advances, perhaps unaware that the Sudden Foos has 2 lines.
I think they knew.
didn't
It's
suffer
just
too
they
much
didn't
for
have
it.
much else they could do.
Yeah, that's
4v2
fair.
into the melee.
Ooh, unfortunate.
Picked off Polish, and it is just Chrome left, who then dies. Sudden Foos with a late.
4-3.
Oh, Grumbler there
bring it up
spamming
to
do not
4-3.
leave, so we will have one more round confirmed there by Grumbler. Do not leave.
Yeah, we will be playing the extra round.
Alright,
official
so we didn't
score-
waste our breath explaining all of that before.
So true. The official
Also,
score
Apex, might I
is
ask-
4-3. Go ahead.
Might I ask, when was the last time you read your chat?
I've been looking over it every once
Okay,
in a
so you're
while.
aware what's going on.
I'm aware that there's accusations I have a dog.
Yes.
I don't.
I might have gotten some DMs asking me to have you acknowledge the chat about the dog.
I don't know what they're referring to, but
I don't either. That's why I was asking you.
is there like, is there noise coming in?
Recent
Do you
thing,
have the dog?
yo, the dog is
Do you have a
getting
leash?
amped up.
I don't have a dog.
Damn, 42
one of the
viewers right
7
now.
Foos members is the dog.
Yeah,
think
it
it's
could
Jeff.
be. It could be.
Oh, and now Rave questioning why he has to stay now. Saying he could leave before, but not now.
I mean,
In the event of a round nullification from any of the previous 7, a tiebreaker round is included during the playoff stage. This round will only matter in the event any of the previous rounds are nullified.
There you go.
is far not.
If I were the 7 Foos, I would
Replay
play
the
this out.
match. True, true.
All players are in.
Also,
Why
damn,
aren't we pulling out the
42 viewers
5th
here.
map? What's that?
42 viewers right now as well.
Oh yeah, I'm very popular.
Amazing. Amazing.
They could end it here if both teams are happy with this result. I mean, it's not the end of the line; it's only the quarterfinals. There is potentially.
Well,
I
the
guess
7
for
Foos wish
whoever
to play,
loses, it
so...
would be. It would,
Ah.
yeah, I mean, for the TRB, it technically is good for them.
We are all alive. Tier or the 7 Foos want to play, so we play.
How do I know Rave didn't read the rules?
Oh boy.
This.
I mean, they don't have to play, but they.
I really don't.
Is it
know.
an auto forfeit of the round?
It would be a forfeit if the TRB
Yeah.
would not play this round.
Not of the whole match, just of this round. The Sudden Foos would get
Yeah,
get the
it-
the
it-
I
win
think it would
here.
need to be a mutual agreement to end,
It
right?
actually wouldn't count towards the score because it's still 7 rounds. It's only remember that round is only taken into
Correct.
account.
Yeah. But if the
If
if the
there's a dispute,
TRB
the cost
chose
of
to
the
not play this, it would be an auto loss of the bonus round. So
Right.
if there was a rule break, they would lose.
Yeah, so they
The
would
7
want to
Foos
play
would
this.
win
at
this
that,
round.
Yeah.
Correct.
Look, I'm not gonna blame Rave for not remembering this. It's a very obscure thing that was added this year.
Yep.
It's really to protect. Honestly, it protects him. I think more,
Yeah, true.
or his group.
I mean, simple thing for them to do is just win this round, and then it defeats all of it, really. Win this round, and then you got not much to worry about.
Serb does not like the rules. Is there? I just want to understand that. I think the rules make sense because we don't have a repeat of what happened last year at the finals, as we kind of discussed earlier. Yeah, they lost,
and you
but
don't wanna
also
worry
if
about
there was a rule
replaying
break,
that
that would
match.
cause they would influence the impact or influence the outcome of a round. You need some sort of resolution.
Well, let's be honest here. Like, nobody likes the rules. Like, we don't have to have rules regarding slays and stuff like this and all that, reloading online, FOL. But it's a necessary. Well, for those ones, those are very necessary. When it comes to this one, it's a nice thing to have. saves everybody a lot of heartache in the end.
Like a nice insurance policy, pretty much.
Essentially,
if,
that's
you know,
what it
if
is.
you or
It's
your
not because we
team-
want to waste people's time. It's just that it'll save time in the end should something arise like that. That's
Absolutely.
simply all it is. Doesn't mean
And
it's a
if
good
you
thing.
or your team don't like the rules, you don't have to play the round. It does just mean that in the event of a round being called back upon review, it goes to their team's favor.
So they're gonna double push this one line here. It looks
Which makes
like.
sense. The other TRRB line is quite far away, and the Seven Foos has cover from this rock. They need to make a move now before the other TRB line moves
Yeah.
up. And they do. A
Deep
Milkman
breath.
moves
Oh,
up.
They go for the melee.
Ooh, that's a bit questionable there. I think it was fair.
Potential up well there. We'll see what the admin
Seven
says.
Foos cleaned that up in melee
Three.
pretty easily.
Yeah, they just
Here
gotta
comes that
clean up
second
this-
line.
Ooh, Seven Foos
Breaks
really
the
whiffed that
line.
formation there. They're going into the charge.
We are in. Oh, they're gonna form up here still.
Ooh, get a pick on him. That's good. TRB has to charge now.
So I think what this is showing is these maps really playing an impact, right? The Seven Foos initially lost the map,
And
but
there we
winning
go.
both rounds on this
My
map.
goodness,
That's
so
true.
there it is. There is
And you
potential.
see from the
I
admins,
think- I mean-
4-3 as the final.
There was a bit of question
I
there.
shouldn't say that.
There was a bit of question there.
That's fine.
Where when the TRB charged, they could potentially IRR that, but it seems a little silly to IRR the bonus round. But you never know. You could if you were expecting
You
a
know what? We
callback
need
in
the
a
full
previous one.
experience. We need the full
Yeah,
experience.
it's waiter,
Exactly,
waiter,
full
IRR,
experience. Waiter,
please.
IRR.
I'd like my extra rounds. I want my full
yeah,
streams money worth. So it is.
You know,
there's
could-
some
Oh, they
confusion in
actually
chat.
are IRR it. They actually are calling it.
This will be fun.
I'll be honest with you, that's something that we didn't expect. With so
Let's
I mean,
just
if
keep
they
drawing
call
it out.
They could end up replaying the round, I guess. Like
It could be FOL. There was a fire while someone was going into charge. I think it very well could be considered a IRR worthy of review.
I think this is all just one big conspiracy by the referees to keep everyone here until they're so tired.
That's so true.
I got shit to do.
There is some
still.
confusion in chat. They're saying it's because of 7 Foos 1, it's now 4-4. It is not
It is
4-4.
not.
We played a bonus round. It does not go in the score. Assuming this round goes through with the 7 Foos victory, the bonus round is a 7 Foos victory. But that bonus round only counts if there is a post-match review that voids one of the rounds. It is a round that means nothing unless there is a void round that is called after the round is done, after there's a dispute that is found to be such that the round was impacted by it
Oh.
significantly.
I think it's gonna stand. The IRR is gonna stand. I think because they said Rave's getting clipped. Yep.
We'll see.
And there's cause which altered the round tiebreak round will be.
All right.
reinstated in 50.
Jesus
We're here all night, boys. Buckle in.
This is you are getting the full NWL experience: a failed IRR, a succeeding
Look,
IRR.
it's only
after
fair.
For a bonus round.
More cinematic
Look,
footage for me.
Casey
also, I don't have to be here.
had to do 12 rounds by himself. 12, three short streams, but 12 rounds total. It's only fair that I have to do 12 rounds myself here in this
there you
first
go.
round.
Bagels. We gotta get bagels in here for like at least a semifinals match.
MK says this match started 3 hours ago. It did not. It started at 9:30.
Maybe
Yes.
she started drinking 3 hours ago.
No,
Maybe.
look. The final score was 4-3 to the TRB. This round is a bonus round in case there is a post-match dispute. Right now, we are doing a replay of the bonus round because
Yep.
of an IRR for some God knows why reason.
No matter who wins the bonus round, the score does not change. You'll only hear about it later if there is a review, a dispute of one of the previous rounds. Which, again, if the 7 Fizz wins, you should be combing those VODs. This is single elimination, right? So, what do you got to lose?
Casey, a round is a round. So if there's something wrong with it, TRB are well within the rights to point it out.
Very true.
Yep. Yep, I agree.
Yeah, TRB could dispute one of the rounds that they lost.
That's
or that they
true as
won,
well.
honestly. They want to just go for,
I don't know why they dispute a round
Full
they
gun.
won, but
for the
I don't know what
honesty,
merit-
right? For
I don't know what merit
integrity.
that would have.
For the integrity of the game.
NWL,
Yeah.
the integrity of the
seen-
NWL must be upheld.
We've seen.
Wait,
a
you just said
group
you've seen that?
this week on Friday? I think like check themselves in an IRR and like out themselves and being like, yeah, we fucked up kind of thing, or nothing
Oh, I think I
happened,
remember.
rather.
Wait, I think I remember that. I think I remember
Good on
that.
them.
They'd called the IRR, then canceled it.
Who
because
did
they realized
this?
Nothing was from.
It was the
I lost
Was it
count.
26?
I want to say. I think it was
No,
the 26
no,
or the
no,
TRR. One of
two.
those two.
Two.
I think it was
The
one of
TRB
either
are
26
still
or
confused by
TRR.
the score. We played the extra round, and it is in fact 4-3. Right?
The score is not.
Currently, it's still 4-3. Yeah, because
I would
Yeah,
list
yeah.
the score.
They're
as
saying it should be
4-3
4-2.
plus 4-3 plus 1 is the potential score of this, or
Yeah.
or
they just
5
need to
plus
keep
1,
track of the
3.
scoreboard at the top of the screen. That's all they need to do.
Yeah, it's very true.
Right? You don't. If you're the
Big boys
TRB, you
handle
do
it.
not
I
want to
think they
lose on
forgot
this
about
map
the other round they
3
lost that
times
wasn't
in a
called
row.
back.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, this has been going for a while. I don't blame anyone for forgetting what the score is.
It's also been this same map for a while now.
Yeah. Yeah, be careful what you wish for when you say you want to see new maps.
That's a good point. You get to see the same map forever and ever and ever.
You know, can we just play this map next week as well? Only this map next week.
TRB with the first
Waiter,
volley,
7
no
rounds of
hits.
this map, please.
Waiter, another round of lava for the table.
Ooh, we got some map maker hate in the VoIP there. Let's zoom out.
Gunner has made a stake since TRB
Map
got the fourth
maker,
win.
map maker, make me a map. Discord once again
Gunner has made
pausing
an
my
entire
music.
stake.
I think we should
Here
have
comes
just a
Charm,
map
guys.
that's like the streets of Philadelphia. I think that would be great.
I have been playing the Battlefield 6 beta a lot this
Ooh.
past couple of weeks, and
I
one
have
of the
not, but it
maps
looks good.
is in the Brooklyn area, next to the bridge.
That's cool. Serb is confused about our call out for
Oh.
integrity. I
What
didn't say
Jacob
anyone
just
was
said
showing
there, sir, we
integrity.
would do the same, to be honest.
It's very funny getting upset about other people's matches. Not to call anyone out. Like, all I'll say is fair is fair. You have the opportunity to win extra matches. And if you choose to not play them, it only hurts you in the occasion that something gets called back upon review.
He's saying bring it back to one line. Yep.
So true.
This has been something, but we are playing the rules. What if NWL was 75 v 75?
Yo, let's go. 75 v 75. There's something extra fun about the replay of the bonus round. It's once again just sitting here for a couple minutes.
I never thought we'd get a true replay the round of this caliber.
Truly one of the matches of all time. I think we should probably restart the round now, just to save us some time. We know that we're not gonna be done until the 12 rounds have been played. I'm saying it now. We're not done until 12 rounds have been played.
I'm interested
We're
to
at
know
how
what
many now?
your,
9, 10 rounds.
I don't even know anymore.
I think
what
we're
would
at
Colonel Yaufers do in this situation?
the referees typing in the all chat. We gotta stamp that out.
Z-Turk, do I normally only stream these matches? Yes, I do not stream other things as of right now.
Honestly, I really enjoy doing this, and I do not know why.
It's fun to just hang out and talk about
Yeah.
little ants moving on a screen.
Well, that's why I joined you, because I know after Friday, I'm like, it's pretty, just like a little not as enjoyable when you're just by yourself doing this.
Yeah, you just kind of talk to
'Cause in
yourself
these,
for a
these
while.
void
It's fun.
spaces, there's only so much you could fill in, but it's nice to have people with us. We got to make sure we're linking up for the next 2 weeks.
Maybe we gotta bring back the pistol skirming.
Oh, that was awful. Oh, I hated the pistols so much.
Yeah.
I never advocated they get removed because, like, fair is fair. But
It was
come
an
on.
easy thing to get rid of. Like, I don't think when we had that conversation, there wasn't a single person that was against it.
Not even like Ed or VG, the two pistol menaces.
Ed wasn't around at the time.
Oh, okay.
VG has not, to my knowledge, been a moderator. for
That's
NWL.
fair.
It
Oh,
would've
gotcha.
been, like,
Okay, just
in the
yeah.
time of Spitfire. TRR Spitfire was probably there. I think that was season 2, I want to say.
I think unless something
And
happens
grenade
soon,
for
my
each
computer's
ball.
gonna like auto go to sleep.
God, surely this isn't a 0-0 round again. Surely not, right?
Oh fuck!
think on this
I
map-
apologize. I swore on my stream. I'm not gonna get demonetized now. I forgot we had the 0-0 round. This is round 11. We are gonna get 12-12.
Oh, yeah.
I knew it.
Are you sure? There's still 2 minutes. Perhaps the circle needs to close in down to a smaller diameter on this.
That would be
map.
hilarious. Just make it never
And
stop.
again, yeah, I mean,
Like the battle royale mod where it just goes
Yeah.
until you're like it's one person.
The TRRB
live,
advanced
each other up
slightly and then stopped.
behind even more cover.
looks like they might try to do a flanking play, which they absolutely could if they wanted to. They have a lot of ground to work with. Then again, can't really do a left flank. 7 Foos should just shoot them.
Yeah.
Perhaps Elf was onto
TRB
something with
moves
having
up
the
slightly
entire map
again.
just become- yeah.
A minute and 30 seconds.
I think we should turn the whole thing on its head. Make this platform based. Make there different levels of the game that they have to climb. And then have like lava rising. Ooh.
Oh, trades. 7 Foos win the trade.
Wow. Oh, yeah, they did win the trade. Nice. Other line coming up. And okay.
The end of the world.
7 Foos still ahead. Going in for the melee.
Who's up in the melee?
Those are all clean volleys too. 7 Foos splits
Yeah,
off
very clean.
to fight Chrome's line. 7 Foos once again
Looking
winning the
like a
melee.
7 Foos win.
Looking like the same outcome.
Losing Milkman, and we just have Chrome left
From
against
Chrome
VG.
Respect the 1v1.
Are they going to respect the... No, they just want to go to bed. They want to
He didn't
finish this
respect
up.
the 1v1.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
VG
no, not the
punching
right
Chrome
hook.
to death.
Not the right
Yeah,
hook
snake.
to end the night.
Kind of an
Wow. All right.
No.
Not a good vibe on the end there.
So...
It's alright. In my match, we had, oh, I forget who it was. Someone got kicked
Oh.
to death.
Hilarious.
Reddish, or is it Zoft? Maybe it's Zoft who likes to do that kind of thing, but we expect that out of him. Reddish, maybe too.
Oh.
Reddish kicking people into the wall is just good play.
No, this
you
wasn't
know?
into the wall. This was literally kicked to
Yeah,
death.
yeah,
Like,
that's
just
wild.
all we're trying to kick him in, and he eventually just died.
That is disrespectful. All right.
So we were
to see a
talking, what's
nice,
worse?
Love to see people getting volled.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're gonna get
Volled.
interviews.
I don't know if I want it.
People, everyone just wants. I don't know if they're gonna want it. They're just gonna want to leave.
I'm not gonna remind people. If people show up, they show up. We'll just talk about it for a little bit here. Yeah, interesting match. So where we stand right now, the 7 Foos have not won. The TRRB win. Ignore the background
hell was
noise
that?
from my dog.
Has been gaslighting us the entire time.
Where we stand right now, the TRB still win 4-3. 4-3. Everything's played by the rules as it should have. Nothing sneaky or silly was done. This is exactly how the match should have been played. Yeah, that's just how it goes.
I'm gonna bring Milkman in here.
If one of the rounds gets called back, then the 7 Foos do win. So it's interesting how it'll go. Welcome, Milkman. How you doing?
Doing good. Doing good.
Okay.
That was something.
It was something. So
Yeah.
at the start of the match, obviously the 7 Foos did not so hot. They did a little better. Then they did worse. But you guys did pick it up for the extra rounds for the just in case. What was your leadership thought process going on?
The the TRRB were playing in a very particular way. They were playing to try to get us to split, double push if we split too far, or they're trying to get us to push them in a situation that wouldn't be advantageous for us. They were very annoying to deal with. And just to be completely honest, on that 4-2 scoreline, we brought everybody into the chat for the what's the word? We grouped everybody together to basically say that the season was over for us. But I remembered, or someone reminded me that we can still do those final rounds, and that really made me think about how you need to have like an indomitable spirit to play on this high level. And I think my team reminded me of that, and I think the TRB for fighting really well, giving us a really difficult challenge, and yeah, that's my thoughts.
All right. Well, thank you. Yeah. So,
got
as it stands right now,
Wave
that is
here.
the end of the line for the Seven Foos this season. Really good effort, but we'll see. There is the off chance that it might not be, but good effort overall. Chrome and Rave, welcome. How are you guys doing? Congratulations on the win.
That was the worst match I've ever played. That was oh my god. Played the same map 4 times, lost every single round.
I think it was more than that, wasn't it? Didn't I think it was
Well,
the
we
0-0
tied.
one
It was
that
either
replayed.
4 or 5 times.
No, we tied and then lost
So
2 times.
many
Yeah.
times. I don't. Oh my god! At the end there, we were gonna. If that round tied, we were leaving. We were not playing another one. So terrible.
I was saying, so KC had to do 12 rounds by himself. That went 3 matches that went 4-0. It was my penance to just do this one and have to do 12 rounds, and we almost got there. I think there were 11 rounds total this time around. So good job to you guys actually play that many. It was definitely a long match. What were you guys thinking the start, middle, and finish?
Well, at the start, we were very locked in. In the middle, we were too. And then the end, I kind of threw like 4 rounds because I kept tabbing Yelp back.
This goes back to season 3 momentum arguments after the OA overturn.
The OA overturn. Oh, right. Oh, yeah, back to those rules. Okay.
We still have away in season 3.
Back in the day, we had a lead on 63. We got OA'd, then got overturned. We were up like 3-1 or something, and then the momentum argument. Okay, we lost.
I do think momentum is a thing. It is a thing.
It's
You can definitely overturn it.
A long line of TRRB final stage ref calls by the deep state.
It's the fall deep state. Messes up
What
our
it always
matches. He
is.
came in, and we started losing every round. You notice that? I noticed that.
That's just how it goes sometimes.
Notice how the IRRs went in our favor when president of the ref union, Grumbler, the best ref to ever do it, when he was in the lobby, IRRs, let's just say they went our way.
Yep.
It's for a reason. It's for a reason that the
an
best ref
inside
makes
job.
the best decisions.
We won 2 IRRs today. That's the first time in history.
We won a double IRR victory. That's infinitely more than we've ever won.
That is unheard
it's-
of.
Unheard of.
Breaking the Rule Breakers allegations for the first time on stream here tonight.
We don't even rule break. That's the thing. We don't
We've
even
never-
break. We've never
We've
rule
never
broken.
ruled before.
Never once.
We've been rule broken against.
Well, I'm glad that it worked out in your favor tonight for your folks' sake. Obviously, for the first time, we utilized this season's new rules about extra rounds being played. The ability for even once it's a first to 4, but once the 4 comes up, you can play another round and then play a bonus round. There was some arguments in the chat about how fair that is or people's opinions on it. What's your take on that, on these rules this time around? Ignore that Ahmed is in the chat with us right
It's
now.
the unemployment rules.
Yeah,
It's the
I think it's
unemployment
pretty
rules. What
stupid.
can I say?
If we win, then we should have won. We shouldn't have had to play more. Like, half of our team had to go to bed because they have work tomorrow morning. Like, there's no point to play that so much.
I think it's more so I don't particularly like it because once in our minds we've won the game, right? Like the second we got 4 points, like in our minds we've won, right? So I mean, obviously, momentum argument is not a real thing or whatever, but it's just like it's weird to play these extra rounds and the slight chance that like the refs decide that they made a wrong decision and then retroactively change it and then say now the other team wins.
Yeah, I understand that
It's not
argument.
like
The counter
it's
argument
not
would be
like
though
it's not
that
like we're playing to win or lose. It's the refs are saying whether we win or lose, right?
yeah. Well, the counter argument would be that last season there was an instance where in the finals, there was enough evidence to say that there were actions that either the refs doing or otherwise that impacted the round such they would have to be overturned. And the finals was only 3-0, so that was technically not enough rounds to win. I do
I would just-
understand the argument that you would rather keep playing, but you do have the opportunity to play more and prove that you do win that much extra.
I think it should just be a whole another match if we're doing that.
You'd rather, like, if there is that evidence to redo it.
Because I mean the only reason it's like this is because we don't want to mess up like the schedule, right? But
Right. Yeah.
I feel like it's more fair to just actually play another game if it gets overturned.
Okay.
Because
I'll
it's
have to
like
jump in there for a
getting
second.
overturned. It getting overturned feels so out of your hands, right? It's like you played the match, you won in your mind, and then they go, nope, the other team wins. Right?
That's true.
Like, that's kind of.
However, that could happen during the match too. IRR is basically the same thing. It just allows a more thorough review, which, with the advent of computer technology, that allows the NFL the holdfast mods to review more thoroughly. Ahmed, you want to jump in here?
I was just gonna say, Rave. So the situation happened last year. I know, generally speaking, we colloquially say finals to kind of umbrella the entire elimination stage. What Apex is actually talking about is the very finals match between the 63E and the 7 Foos. It was the final match. There was no schedule consideration, and we did allow a replay in that situation because, well, that was what we had to do. Technically, the score was incomplete. We don't want to have situations like that again. So this is it's just one way. We were talking about this a little bit on the stream during the match. It's not a great thing to have to do, but there are certain reasons why we have rules in place. Rules about FOL, ROL, etc. We don't want to have them, but it makes life
Yeah, I mean,
easier.
I understand it. It just feels so negative from our position just because of how many times we've lost stuff to like ref calls.
Yeah.
Like
That's
obviously,
understandable.
That's
whether or
absolutely
not
fair.
you could like
to have
I
that
don't
happen.
actually think that there's a deep state or anything, but it's like it feels so awful to lose after you've won, right? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather have an IRR in game and boost to that than afterwards.
That makes sense. If it's in game, you have the chance to immediately right the wrong. With this policy, you do have to kind of future-proof. You have to keep consistent throughout the bonus round, and if you don't, then it could bite you. It could not, and I understand where that uncertainty comes from. It kind of takes away from the win in your mind, so I get that. I do think it could be a helpful rule if we do end up in a situation where there was a flagrant rule break or a contentious ref call that just wasn't caught. So obviously both sides, we're not going to figure it out here. That's for review at the end of the season. But to greedily hold on to the last word here, we'll switch topics. Again, congrats on the win. Any last shout outs you want to have to any of your players? We'll start with Milkman though.
If I had to shout out anybody in particular, I'd shout out Amy. Just a great leader, great player. Came in clutch one round. Also shout out to VG. Gave me a lot of good advice. So
All right, awesome. Chrome?
Well, obviously Rooster, he's like the main person, and then I don't know, we just had a lot of very good shooting at the end there. Jacob, he's new, and he's probably like one of the best shooters. And then Lince playing on a 300 ping and still playing good is crazy. I don't know what to say about that, but it's actually nuts.
All right. And Rave?
shout out to Underpuff for team killing Chrome. And then,
That was
and then
big.
shortly after dying to a straight stab. Love to see that.
It's big.
All right.
Shout out to myself. I'm an amazing shooter. Don't
Yeah,
think
I
anybody
like great.
realized.
I appreciate that for myself.
Always good to have the self-confidence. And then any shout-outs for the other team or any last words you want to have for the team you just faced?
I mean, the first 6 rounds were great, and you guys played well.
Shout out to
Especially the last
Reddish
4.
for weaving and not playing the bonus rounds. He stood on business.
Yep.
Yeah, he did leave. No, I would say
He knows what's
y'all
up.
are scary in melee. I'll say y'all did very well as well. No slouches. That's for damn sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for joining us on these post-round interviews on a very interesting match here. And once again, well done to both teams. Congratulations to the TRRB. You are moving on to face Casey. Who are they facing?
Far.
The TRRB, they are
It's the 45E.
facing the 45E.
All right. That will be a difficult match, no doubt. They did just beat the 2BIR 4-0. So good luck in that match. I'm sure you'll practice and get ready for next week. All right. That will do it for us this evening. Thank you for everyone who stuck it out through the, I think, 11 rounds. Long match. The longest of these quarterfinals. This concludes the quarterfinals of the 2025 HF NWL season with a TRRB victory. Thank you, everyone, and good night.